Welcome to Serene Science, a place for stress-free learning. In this video, we're going to practice calculating molar mass. Molar mass is the mass in grams of 1 mole of a substance. It's oftentimes used in stoichiometry problems when interconverting between the units of grams and moles. A periodic table of the elements is needed to calculate molar mass, although I have provided all of the pertinent information that you'll need in this video. So let's look at this first problem, which asks us to calculate the molar mass of MgCl2. The elements present are magnesium and chlorine. First thing we want to do is determine how many of each of these we have. So looking at the formula, there's 1 magnesium and there would be 2 chlorine atoms. Next, we determine the mass of each of these. This information comes from the periodic table. Usually it's written at the very bottom of the elemental box, and it usually has decimal places in it. So we see magnesium right here. The value there is 24.305. The units on this would be grams. For chlorine, the value is 35.4527. Units on that are grams. To get the total mass coming from each of these elements, I'm going to take the number and multiply it by the mass that we just found. So 24.305 grams. And for chlorine, we're going to take 2 times 35.4527, and we get 70.9054 grams. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take these two values and we're going to add them together. And when we do this, the answer we get is 95.210 grams. What that means is that in 1 mole of magnesium chloride, there's 95.210 grams. In stoichiometry problems, a useful way to write this information would be there are 95.210 grams of magnesium chloride per every 1 mole of magnesium chloride. And there we have it. That's the molar mass of magnesium chloride. Let's try one more. So here we're asked to calculate the molar mass of CaOH2, or calcium hydroxide. We'll do very similar things to what we just saw, and that we'll find how many of each element we have. So for hydrogen, given the formula, we have 2 of them. Oxygen, we also have 2. And calcium, we just have 1. The mass of hydrogen from the periodic table is 1.008 grams. The mass of oxygen is written usually as 15.999, or sometimes just rounded to 16.00 grams. Calcium has a mass of 40.08 grams. We'll then multiply the number of each element by the mass to get the total mass. So we'll take 2 times 1.008 to get 2.016 grams. And we'll take 2 times 16.00 to get 32.00 grams, and 1 times 40.08 grams to give us 40.08 grams. We'll then take these values and add them together to get our molar mass. This comes out to be 74.10 grams. So there are 74.10 grams of calcium hydroxide and 1 mole of calcium hydroxide. So to write this in a useful way, especially for stoichiometry problems, we would write it like this: 74.10 grams of calcium hydroxide per 1 mole of calcium hydroxide. I hope that was helpful. Take care and be well.